Thank you, everyone, for coming here tonight. My name is Mandy Damari. My daughter, Emily Damari, is the last remaining British-Israeli citizen being held hostage in Gaza. Last month, I went to London with a simple message. I told the British government that I was there to ask for solutions, not just for sympathy. Emily and all of the remaining hostages are in hell. I asked them to picture her, starving, dehydrated, in dirty rags and a bucket for a toilet, watched over by men who want to murder or maybe rape her. No access to shower, no medicine and no sunlight, freezing cold minute after minute, month after month. The time for words of comfort, I said, are long gone. I was not there for pity. The hostages need action, I said, and they need it now. Sadly, my calls to action were not answered. I'm grateful that the government has been raising Emily's profile publicly and in private meetings. I left London with more sympathy than I knew what to do with, but not anything in the way of action or results. I'd asked that Britain prioritise and publicly call for humanitarian aid to be delivered to the hostages who are being starved and tortured in the tunnels, and equate this with the work being done to have aid delivered to the people of Gaza. I received no answer. I'd asked that Britain use its influence over Qatar and Turkey to change Hamas's policies in the same way that it pressures Israel to change its policies when it comes to humanitarian concerns. I received no answer. I'd asked that Britain stop voting in favour of unconditional ceasefire that abandons the hostages to their fate. On this I received an answer, but it made no sense at all. I did not ask for the moon. I simply asked that someone show up and stand up for my daughter, as any mother would. I'm not a politician. I do not particularly care about diplomacy, power or influence, but I've learned a lot since October 7th. I've learned that your family are the people who show up and do whatever they can to help without being asked. All of you here tonight are Emily's family. You show up week after week, and I know that you do anything to help her. The community that has risen together to support one another since the horrors of October 7th, we are all each other's family too. And I've learned that family is not only who is close to you. In Britain and around the world, I've met people of courage and conviction supporting Emily and the hostages, sometimes at great risk to themselves professionally and socially. At protests on the streets of British cities and at Spurs matches where fans sing, "She's one of our own, Emily Damari, bring her home," you are Emily's family too. And on social media, if you're watching this video and sharing it with your friends to help spread the message that there's a young British woman in Gaza for 463 days and she needs to come home, now you're part of her family too. Perhaps, most of all, to our brave security forces here who have answered the call and risk your lives every day, you are more than just Emily's family. You are our heroes. We owe you more than words can express. I've learned something else since October 7th. There are many people who would like to pretend to be your family, but when the chips are down, they aren't there, and you cannot beg or convince someone to be your family. That brings me to Donald Trump, who will become president again in just over a week. My message to you, Mr. President, is that your words give us more than comfort. They have given us strength, and I know your actions will match these words. You are Emily's champion now, and I believe in you that you can finally bring her and every last hostage back home. We are now at a critical moment for the hostages once again. An agreement is within reach, and it must be acted upon with urgency. And we will not stop until every last hostage is home. Nobody gets left behind because we are all family. We should all remember Yosef and Hamza al-Ziadni, and nobody should have to go through what they did. They went into Gaza alive and came back dead after so long and so much suffering and so much hope. 2 more preventable tragedies, 2 more acts of evil by Hamas, who treat Muslims and Christians just as badly as they treat Jews. So there can be no more delays, no more excuses, no more politics, no more distractions and no more sympathy. Now is the time for solutions. Bring them all home now. And Emily, Lulu, if somehow you can hear me, know this. All of us here at Negev, your family, we love you to the moon and back. Not a second goes by that we're not thinking of you, praying for you, fighting for you to return home alive. My love, our love, for you is unbreakable, and we will not rest until you are home, safe in our arms. Hold on, my love, because we're holding on for you. Thank you.